Nana Akufo-Addo answer no be president me aka ne ho nsem bebre in fact obi ani wa why am on sem Ghana ha yaka ne ho nsem a enye de esen omampani Akufo-Addo
Nana Akufo-Addo is the most wicked man I mean who be that.
Please, how do you keep calm when people criticize your actions?
You see, me treaty and me copy video we at the buyer and let me beg you home come so what about what I woman modern tenancy. Smart Africa Media obaso subscribe like na sign share my for one more treaty any bench video ya me bomber o kakrai as intro no me sheda na me kopɛ ma pile esanse ba be di nkomo bia ehu hia pa enra breaking news ya ba ne say Abronye former Bono regional minister ya te no enra ene ba say ya te no na de ntia ya te no ene de hia enkomo be no odi ya te no eno ehu nkomo ene ya ba bidi but breaking news ya saba enra no ayi gina so man bill one baba Amando yet your mumienu and I die or mumienu in Andra and when people penny for ya dear or moko echo din como emma ya beliomo but ya baba din como be a dienti or mochi Abronye a dienti and omochi Abronye statement will make here no in fact memma wakwakotie and koma Abronye di specifically enti omugina so etino ene dia baba Amando eye yenti wo mugina so etino obi beka say ya granting be wenti video a we but me be mo hu ade bi he enkoma those days e course so ene nkoma enei akoso ye baba compare this two na ya hwede ohia arrest memo wa hwe video bia na Nana Akufo-Addo a very young boy a question busa no say adenti ena wutimi entertaining critics adenti ena obi criticize wa how Nana eyi na no say yebekwa akohwaba eno ati yebehwe John Dramani Mahama Ghana mampeni enso dia wono nso de betu dwa efa bloggers ho yewia Sami Jemfi ene ne chidifo etodwom ese ewurade nkum Nana no wo sei wo man no yebehwe no nso yewia maami pani bia wono nso so wo ye hagye so wo ya amale wono nso edome Nana den time on Nana ti aban mu efre Nana se wo ye kohwini na Nyankopon betua ne ka wo wu a wo be brands wo wu ensam wa maami ne ka ye yebehwe sa videos ni na mako yewia ne de abe compare Abronye nkom a wodi ye no ne ya hwede e wo se ya arrest no in fact me nkabi ma Abronye because the all trans na ebia no odene ebi wo ha wo go too far but enum no ya behwe na ya hwe enei de ebekọ akosi Smart Africa Media jibre na ti abofra no nkomo a wo busa Nana ne ensam wa Nana e ka kira abofra nti.
Please, how do you keep calm when people criticize your actions?
What?
How do you keep calm when people criticize your actions?
How do I keep calm when they criticize my actions? First of all, I think that's a system of government that I've always wanted for this country. A country whereby presidents, people in authority, ministers, presidents, whoever you are, can be criticized. There was a time in Ghana when it wasn't like that. When one man spoke and that was that. I've never liked that sort of situation because I don't believe that you have a situation whereby one man knows everything. It's better to have a system where lots of ideas and lots of brains are brought forward to one thing. So that's the first thing, is that I approve of the system whereby people can criticize the president. So if that happens, it will look strange if I start getting agitated when people are criticizing me. I'm not God. I cannot be. None of us are. But we do our best. But criticism is a good thing. It helps you sometimes see things that you yourself have not seen. It opens up different perspectives. a lot of times you can disagree with your critics, but sometimes there's something in the criticism that is of use and of benefit which you can use to do, so that's the reason why I don't get agitated when people criticize me. I think it is their right to do so, and but it's just as if it is my right also to ignore their criticism if I think that there is no substance in it. But that's the system that we have.
You see, after Wayno, Tobo, not mean Simon video be of John Dramani Mahama, a bra, was share press, name comma with DFR bloggers, the media, and comma with the form who say, I had ye, my yes, I know mano. Oh, can some no one can ya, we will come after you, ya bet you any adjudge. But your baby come me pesa what in someone common way, but pesa what tears me. Answer memo Abronye video no. Me ma video upon videos. No what she, no what they compare, no one who say Abronye arrest no, na it wasn't necessary. And I said it was supposed to be an invite. Share and command. You were John Dramani Mahama. For D at the time we'll meet the press.
We have a new crop of I'll call them new journalists, who anybody with a phone and a camera can report news or comments on national issues. Now the point is, who holds those people responsible? And that's what he's saying. If you go to some of the WhatsApp platforms, or you go to some of the commentaries in the TikToks and others, we have what we call hate speech, incitement to violence. Those are criminal. Despite the fact that we have removed the criminal libel laws, there are some laws that make such people accountable. Because if we don't regulate that sector, it can lead this nation to war. There are some of the incendiary statements that have been made in the Boko situation that are fueling some of what is happening there, making people hate each other and see each other as enemies. It's been the same in the Gonja Brefo thing. Some people fanning and inciting violence against each other. This falls in the ambit of the National Signals Bureau. And so the National Signals Bureau now has the technology to use your IP number and find you wherever you are. So I'm sending a signal to Ghanaians that we can find you those doing those hate speech and things. We'll use your IP number, we'll trace you. And when we trace you, we'll deal with you under the criminal code for inciting violence and disturbance of the peace. But I believe that beyond that, we must start making regulation for this new media because it's unregulated. And so anybody just takes a phone and says, oh, this plane crash, I wish that so and so had been the one in the helicopter and had died, and dwarfs have eaten him in the forest. I mean, why would you say something like that? And so we need regulation for that new emerging media. But in the meantime, the National Signals Bureau has been given the full authority to track down people who do that kind of thing and bring them to be sanctioned under the criminal code.
John Dramani Mahama the same thing, and another down for responding to say, "Meno critics, the nipa be critics, and count one, and my womb ye pay you." But they criticize who are a ma would den quati. And when say, a woman for whom a debia woo, and not the response no, uncle for criticize who are a ma woo a debia woo. Now what to one among no frase, I am Juma, and not the response no. But the John Dramani Mahama say, Obi a obe criticize me, and my buying, any impending phobino. We will come after you, near Barbet so. Obe difference between another down Kokufodo and a John Dramani Mahama. Nanado say me, ya criticize me and ya because criticism. E can nipa brabon, nipa yan criticize who say, who trust a betuchi achia. And a John Dramani Mahama Ghana man penny say, media who criticize me, no one criticize me, ye caption the basa. We will come after you. Now, Shang Komoa, another danko for the tia paimu, NDC for epi. Ya sabi producer. Wonum ye ti bonko so me minim de ntia beka se ti bonko so no wi a mekere wase same jemfi edi nkrofo binim ekoto dwumbi hwe saa video no efiri ho ma me bia wono se wo bema de nechi so woni bema de nechi wo nkomo bia wo kodi ye ewo I think TVXYZ I stand to be corrected okodi nkomo bi o TVXYZ e de fa na nado dankwa ekufo do ho tie saa nkomo no nso bra ya ba abronye video no denti a yete no no ya bema wo hunu no nso
Nana Akufo-Addo is the most wicked man I mean who be that.
No correct.
Papa no.
Okay, Odika.
La ilaha illallah. Holy Ghost fire nyankopon na be chepa. Me say that papa ne be wu. Me say heaven gate on duru.
Hey. Atum gate.
La ilaha. Nyankopon nyanti say papa we wu pe that day no. Me do nyame obekofuo.
Nyame bekofuo.
Obekofuo na me ka kire o. Nyame ntina se nkyɛnsa papa we sa nipa bɔne ni we ɛno ɔbɛbrɛ ansa na ɔdi ne sa benku ɛbɛti fam
Nana Akufo-Addo ansa na ɔbɛyɛ president ne aka ne ho nsɛm bebree in fact obi ani wa wayɛ amandosɛm wɔ Ghana ha yaka ne ho nsɛm a ɛnyɛ dɛ ɛsen ɔmampanin Akufo-Addo na so ɔbɛyɛ mampanin sanse Ghanafoɔ ɛna kyerɛ ɛna nyame ɛna si.
The comment made by my opponent, Achim Sakawa people, I've not heard any public figure in this country, independent, yourselves or anybody, comment on it. It's completely unacceptable. If I was to get up to make a comment about Northerners or Gunchas, you can imagine the uproar that would be in the country. Presidential candidate, a former president of Ghana, you can call a group of Ghanaians, Sakawa people, and it involves the group for which the sitting president comes, and that comment goes without, that statement goes without comment. And at the same time, we hear these statements. Let's all try and bring the politics of insults to an end, etc., etc. The occasions are given where specific comments can be made. Nothing happens, and then it's lost. It's lost in the generalities. I get the impression that because of the unfortunate, in some ways, authoritarian origins of our state in its where it was considered dangerous to criticize government, the pendulum has now swung the other way, where government is the only group you can criticize. If you criticize government, no matter what you say, is legitimate. If government was to respond, that's somehow illegitimate. Media freedom is interpreted as meaning the freedom to criticize others, but you can't criticize the press. If, for instance, they step out of bounds or they conduct themselves in an irresponsible manner. So all of this, I'm trying to say that it's a package that we all have to look at dispassionately.
You see, Sami Jemfi, and CEO Edema Gold Board. Branch kama ni miyamfo. Na breaking news a woman say, "Sankro for mo kwatro sa anwumi." Me no work say, "What the opa freebie? Ebi ewu, ebi yade dam pass wo ntime so de." But Nana Akufo-Addo still strong, healthy and mightier. 82 years. And never One more koto sa kum na naduma ye no. Ebi ewu. He, yase wo wefo nsa, wo de esanse fo ene ni pansa ese. Sa wo koto sa abo no butu wonu aso akasa sode aso enkasa sode me so. Nti mo koto sa anwum no. Mo koto sa anwum no. Ene wo Yankopon se dabi. Me ma ne nyesa. Me ma ne nyesa na de wo tobo no e de boban ne sa abo ne bo no ane so. Me nka nkobim. Me wonim de me ka ho asam. Enti nipa wo kasa hwe no kasa yie. Hwe Yankopon Abronye video de enti a ye tie Abronye enura no. Ye jai no no. Enkomo bi nso akoso ekiri. Yankopon Abronye enkomo wodi ya ye je me se ndem ebu ntotota mo. Yankopon Abronye enkomo wodi ye ema ye tie no hwebra.
Obi abompa ye se awurade ma praying enti Akufo-Addo ntofom awurade nkum Akufo-Addo ne na busuafo nyina CID fo ankwankwache no e wo krom ha CID fo ankwankwache no na MPP the next MPP government no yen entertain political police and there's a fact say ya turning ye busy ye be ya juma ma the new government no we will not entertain most ankrofo no and they wo ha fa two team say the next MPP government ye entertaining political police say aban no sesa ya of course e ba sesa na mo yi U10 oh your information wa how na nipa suma see we don't need those informations monfa ye entertaining political judges say won kwa wo court ena da bia no yeso obi adi obi atem won kwa wo court ni yayi wa denta ho say wo no dis ansem no we will not entertain some political judges no because ya hu omo we are entertaining political police for no e wo krom ha say yayi U10 ye be ye adwuma mamu ye we information na wo be hu no maba oh NDC ni we no wo mo power we ye say no mo add the documents ba ubom so de saniema na ba esise ohun say wo de ba ni say ye expose you ayese wo na de ba ye ba keep it because so officer wo do man na time NDC ti honom no as a police officer I will investigate ye na say ka investigate because me tia de ekoto bia me nim enti me nyawa wo police ni our headquarters was ma wa ba be catch them say and this was one when no mo ye we are political police enti wasem because political police na tim bia wa no say ya ma pressure say kwachi sofo we are political judge eno nti na da bia no ye nya case ya ye de kwa denta ho judge na wa denta circuit court one or ye political judge mon calculate cases here nan say adenta ho police for ye ya no mo de kwa adenta circuit court negotiating ben na Ghana police service any adenta circuit court no or ye political judge na wo adenta no ye political judge oni abana ye negotiation ay intimidation court and o ma establish e wa adenta ho intimidation court enya court wa a deliver justice enya court wa ye fair because Ghana police service any judge no e wo negotiation any ntina case bia yemfa nkwa adenta circuit court or ye political judge wo mo suro sa mba ka kire wo no media count me out wo mo suro sa mba ka kire say wo ye political judge no media count me out go you can do foco na nyina ya hu wo ye political judge ya emra bi be ba atake 146 ni be ya adwuma because won ye political judge no forever wonye political because promise akoso agreement akoso promotion agreement ayadai akoso ntu ye political judge and intra case be adenta circuit court every case adenta circuit court or ye political judge not political police for no de court obi abompaye nanka ye judge say yes obi what threatening obi spiritually at the higher Cote d'Ivoire obi nama o sise ewuo hu nkom no adana mo nkofre no yes sise ewuo hu nkom we be yes we matuma frɛ no because such of no hu say emire bi no ye NDC ni she say we free NDC ati nti yankopɛ court a ebe intimidate no ana o makopɛ court o manya court bi ase adenta circuit court no mo ne na akoye negotiation say yemfa no kwa adenta ho na adenta circuit court no enko ono de ye de ne kwa obe intimidate because or apply law na law no onim no apply wa bonten bia o wi ase onim law no apply law or your political judge no ti ho on la bena we ni when mo bubo C plus ni DD a mo di nya o mo LRB di law no mo nim D plus ni C plus na o mo LRB o mo score ye di law no mo nim na mo no muti ho di bompa yes akọ praying a president praying antinto na enkum president eka se president abusuafo nyina nwu some political police for no am wa headquarters ho no mo wa fahin na mo ni hamboa we are watching na mo strategy ni say ese mo hu se obi ahumo the strategy ni say abansi sa na mo rase tisamu baba ye aduma ma say the politicians ya soro ne nam o sa ban best na political police be tene na yes onu mom ana de MPP and this information be braye no you be in trouble wow dey ban you be in trouble fatu timsa because enyama fun a ekoso ne no emma aban best sama o me kan kire ye say who information before NDC ho wo do Ghana na so ka Canada that time no won kan Emma MPP mansa no abeka se na me wo se time na NDC was now worry you are police officer nti na say sa so your political judge emeyi you 10 bia tena babia tena no koswa na tenase na sa political judge na wudi wo ho no koswa na di na twetwe brofo a emfa kwamu wo brofo a enye wururin grammatical errors nkwa na de ti adenta secret court wo wururin sinyina wo twere grammatical errors nkwa wo brofo nye de nimni nyina wo grammar nye ana di judge wa adenta ho wo brofo ya towu wo brofo judge awonte brofo wo twra basa wo ye political judge wo brofo wo ye ana de ti adenta secret court ye nimu enye judge na odie wo ye politician ana wakwa fa samboto bia kata wanim ana wa ye se wo di judge wan brofo wo ye di judge producer yanko break mra meto ya semso. You see, me catch us Abronye, I'm not going to defend him. But say me defending or baby kakrebi. Me defending wa e baby kakrebi. The all transes na ebiano thing. The all transes in fact na ebiano thing. Anke ni say nka waka. But waka that no. Compare that to then time under John and the Nardan Kukufodo. And Koma, even John Dramani Mahama himself, would dear a friend and Nardan Kukufodo, so where a chim mafia, or a chim sakawa, and they are dead. In fact, Nardan Kukufodo be responding, but it wasn't, was it as former president party make us ask and wait them here. Ya, ya, but walk then a fan, one country be man for home. And there, Abronye, Ekaya ya channel. So wakwaka say adenta judge no we a political judge womo susu nsam no mo dia be fa nipa me say the all trans ndua it was too harsh so Abronye make such all trans ya te no now we jai Abronye no enra no ye dina so jai Abronye enkomo bi
ɛkɔ na minority leader Honorable Alexander Osahin Afenyomakin Jerry Shaibu Ahmed Jerry Ekobi lawyer Bafowua Menshia South MP Ekobi Epacho Nanabi National Organizer Edma NPP Okobi tie nkomo a ekoso after say you release Abronye tie nkomo me say me ma videos ni na bomba ako. I don't want to waste your data. Say me we na me ba be dabi me ma watch video no ba ako bom hwe nkomo a ekoso after Abronye ene baba Amando you release your mom
Chairman. The Bono Bokos, Chairman and Amando.
We heard of the arrest of our chairman Abronye and then our brother, the communication officer, all the way from Sunyani. They brought him. We engaged the police and they've been reasonable. The initial plan was to detain them. We tried to discuss with them the need to at least release them on bail, and eventually the consensus was that I should stand surety, so I have done so. I've executed a bail bond for Chairman Abronye and Baba Amando, the two of them. They've released them. They've set conditions for reporting, and we are thankful to them. We only want to draw the attention of Ghana police and the government to appreciate the fact that in a democracy there must be some level of tolerance. They've raised some concerns regarding some issues that have come to their attention. I'm sure the legal counsel would take those matters up with our colleagues, but I would also want to urge them to be tolerant and let's try and manage some of these things without creating a whole media outrage or showing somebody where the power lies. But let me again thank them, the IGP and his CID boss, for accommodating us, listening to us, looking at the time. They should be closed and gone, but they've cooperated with us. Chairman Abronye was sent into custody. They have brought him back, and then
Clearly there is this agenda to weaponize these kind of arrests just to take our minds off what is really going on in the country. Now the government is under pressure. LGBTQ is hanging around their necks. The Catholic Bishop Conference is on their back. The entire country is saying that this is not what you promised.
78% of their people are looking.
Yes, now today employment has become a serious canker. Their own info analytics is saying that 74% or 78% of their own members are saying that unemployment is a massive thing that is really hurting them. So for me, this is just a mere agenda. I mean, they've been struggling from this single source, big push, which has become a big scam. Now, oral is useless. Their own people are saying it's full of garbage. They are struggling everywhere. Fuel prices up, prices of sachet water up. Now, yes, and then freight forwarders.
Are you sure about the price of sachet water?
Oh yes, of course. I mean, recently they announced that they intend to increase it because of the prices of electricity. As we speak, I do not think that you speak for the government. Now, price of electricity is now up by 28. Okay, prices of electricity increased by 28%. So now the government is under pressure. So that is the only thing they can do to just sway the minds of Ghanaians from these issues. Because what are we hearing? That Abronye says a certain judge is political. In fact, we're in this country when they branded the entire judiciary as unanimous FC.
Yes.
This country. In fact, they said that they were MPP judges.
Yes.
And the president even promised that when he becomes president, he was going to overhaul the judiciary.
Yes.
I think that this government must be tolerant and they must allow free speech to work. This is what they benefited from. And the Ghanaians are expressing their views. I mean, this is what we are seeing now. So for me, what happened today is just a mere cover-up. They just want to cover some of these pressures they are facing as a government. And what Baba Amando's issue is what? That because your own promise, you could not fulfill LGBTQ, and now you are saying that it's not a priority, and you have been branded in LGBT colors. Yes, you said that is not your priority. So what? Because of this, you must harass this young man from Sunyane. You invited him, he reported. You said, did you know anything about it? Just when he was leaving the premises, you recall him, and then you just had to cage him in a car for almost 8 hours. Because of what? Because he posted something on Facebook. I think that this government must be responsible for their own promises. They made these promises. So today, if Ghanaians are asking questions, they should not be hiding under the cover of this unfortunate harassment and arrest.
Oh, so I tit for tat no am you call me no. It is time I was say you cannot correct more. It is time I was say you cannot correct more. Because say obi kwakabi anda na nadu danko kufu ado aban ne breso. Even this ofosu kwachi anka sekura expose NDC for say na nadu danko kufu ado say wo pe Ghana penia wabetina kunwa so a enkrofo ankansa papa amfan ho ekansa bone fan ho a eye na nadu danko kufu ado. But yes to Ghana for say there be ono na yepe ntimo ha won say even ofosu kwachi aka. But yam man no kora bi ndedi. So we be kan ye betina so we kan ye nchino ya tikrom ha enna Malik Basantali why ye boss Ebeka trouble say Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, as we all know, say Kremufo and report. Obeka trouble during the campaign season 2024. I think Pinoni June 9. Obeka nkomo trouble say Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia no ye Kremonino wa we prekonam. But yantino me say pipi mu jai mo ho. But next time mo next government I think say mo be suya dia kakra wo. Yantino hey, and your man in the name because a political game. But the political game, when this person throws it, Yanisa, Yadi Yamuna mind, my Anyam Yana Mantia, Yadia Betimo, and this a nay Timwa. I think say for baby, what this a betimo because that time and come up and Krufuyan, we sing about for less than 15 years. 15 years what? Less than 12 years, 13 years. Ebe catcher na nadu danko kufu ado sebi with Jimmy sebi na nadu nimu nyansa sebi na nadu engene abofra yasanya abaya ba akoma ne be kaso akotokoku em ye hu mfra mama no na nadu danko kufu ado sebi na dwene nya adwuma na sa amofra we ni na omo wana eweja beti ante ho asem ene ede ne ba ye me yetimitibi ni na emu no eyemra I think say wo kwaka no wanka no yi a yechew ye do akogina mra no. It's a fact. But the nano, enyano, at the end there was a ne. Eye. The nano ne yano, at the end there was a enye. The nano ne yetimika, at the end ne yentiminka. What differences between Nanado Danko for net John Dramani Mahama? Messe Nanado is media criticism. A canipa brabo. We are not God, we can never be. Yentimin yanyame. We are nipedi and crofo, and crofo besusun. Ebesusu nsembi dia show nkrofo bedwene ho nkrofo bedi ho komo ibi beye papa some are not going to be good entin say aba na sa no me as a president of the Republic of Ghana it helps me to know my front, it helps me to know where I'm moving to, it helps me to do my corrections. That is what Amando said. But John Dramani Mahama media what criticize me na one can ya mecho ya do GPS addresses or GP address. Yeah, the back show. Enti NDC abani en criticize wo mo. Enti wo ye you ta fa hye wo trim se wo feel se wo criticize no ya betew. Ya betew mesrew. I smart African media me mma me kasa ho ama wo. Adawroma me minjai na won so comment section ne nkodi nkomo. Me din de odema nkomo ba na ko fi adawroma nkodi nkomo fairly without an insult. Meaning say you certainly have a comment to make. Yenko na kwatira wadwene. I smart African media adawroma subscribe like na fi science share ma foforo no chichi ne bente. Pacho me din asante gudie ka ho. Macro